Douglas arrived on time to see Flying Scotsman take his enthusiasts home. The Fat Controller said they had all been honored, and thanked Flying Scotsman and his owner for their help. "Please tell everyone," he went on, "that no matter what happens elsewhere, Steam will still be at work here. We shall be glad to welcome anyone who wants to see and travel behind real engines." This announcement was greeted with cheers. Flying Scotsman departed to the strings of "Will You No Come Back In," led, as one might expect, by Donald and Douglas. At last, Douglas could tell his news. They were all excited about it and agreed something must be done for Oliver. "I'm feared," said Donald, "that some muttering diesel may creep in and him all there alone without steam or a whistle for help." "You're right," said James. "He's not safe until the Fat Controller knows." "Douglas should tell him at once," said Gordon firmly. "Is it me speak to the Fat Controller? It's forwarded thinking, and maybe interfering." "Well, here he is," said a cheerful voice. "Now what's all this about?" Duck broke the awkward silence. "Beg pardon, sir, but we do need another engine." "I agree. That is why I'm giving 7101 another chance." Their faces showed such dismay that the Fat Controller had troubles of his own. "Sir," ventured Gordon at last, "we were hoping for a real engine." "They," said the Fat Controller gravely, "are rare. And unless one escapes, there's little hope." "But, sir," burst out Donald, "one has." "And thanks to Douglas, he is now at our works," announced the Fat Controller. "Sir," gasped Douglas, "is there anything you don't know?" "More than you think," he laughed. "Oliver's crew told me everything." "Och, sir, you couldn't see a braw wee engine, and him in trouble, and no do the wheels turn." "More than a wheel's turn, I fancy." "Douglas, I'm pleased with you. Oliver, Isabel, and Toad will soon be ours." "Oliver and Isabel are just what we need for Duck's branchline." Loud cheers greeted this announcement. "And Toad wants to be your brake van, Douglas." "Thank you, sir. He and I will do brawly together." That, of course, made everything right. Henry spoke a good word for 7101, and the others gave him a welcome. He had good manners for a start, so it didn't take Henry long to teach him our ways. 7101 found them much different to that of the other railway, but much more interesting. He is now quite a useful engine. They teased him at first because of his growls. They said he was like a bear. He still growls, not because he's cross, but he can't help it. His name Bear has stuck, and he likes it. "It's nicer than just a number," he says. "Having a name means that you really belong." The Fat Controller soon had Oliver, Isabel, and Toad mended and painted in full Great Western colors. The Fat Controller rescued 3 more auto coaches. 2, Alice and Maribel, he gave to Duck. The third, Dulcie, joined Oliver and Isabel. Duck and Oliver are quite happy on their branch line. It runs along the coast to the small railway. "We reopen branch lines," they boasted. They're very proud of this indeed. The others laughed at first and called it the Little Western. Duck and Oliver were delighted. And now, no one thinks of calling it anything else.